Hey Golemancers, welcome back. This is Bronze Dragon with your daily dose of Golem Overlord news. I thought this was going to be a quick one, but this may extend out a little bit because Yixen has been steadily all day long and yesterday, well, actually, since he released the game, he's been steadily upgrading it, fixing things, making it better. I think in most cases he's trying some things out to see if they work. If they don't, he's scaling back. You know, he's being pretty agile. You can do that when you have a very small team. But with that said, yesterday and today there's several updates I wanted to make you aware of. So let's dive right in. Before we start, I'm Bronze Dragon. I like to cover a lot of different gaming topics. A lot of stuff that I cover is on the Hive blockchain, and this is one of the newest games, just released this last weekend. If you want to try it out, use the link in the show notes, and that will give me a little credit when you create your account. It does cost about 20 swap Hive, which is at this point, I think last I checked, about just under 10 US dollars. So check that out. But with that said, let's go ahead and look at some of the most recent changes, because this game, he notes that it is in alpha, and that's very apparent because there's a lot of changes going on. So the first few changes that we will talk about, and I'll leave all these PeakD links in the show notes so you can go back and read through them, because I'm just going to try to cover them fast. I wanted to bring them to your attention, so if you're playing or you intend on playing, you can be aware of where you stand. So so the first few updates are mainly around game balance. Okay, so I will go over one of the big changes is that if you burn less than 75% of what you claimed as far as parts, your earnings will be reduced by that amount. Okay, so what this combats is people funneling and farming, basically creating an account and not doing anything with it, just steadily farming that part and then offloading it to another account. So basically the idea here is play the game, invest or burn your part that you earn towards the game to, you know, either staking, improving your stats, or what am I missing here? I'll think of it later. Basically using it in the game, it will count towards your this is bugging me now, so I'm going to jump back over here. So, okay, so you can burn it towards reputation, which will help with your level. You can use it for your stats, or you can bank it. Basically, all putting it towards your game. And you can have, there's a 25% cushion there. So if you want to pull some out to, you know, do something else with it, then you could. But it keeps track of it now in a percentage format. And it will tell you right at the bottom of the game here exactly how much you've claimed, exactly how much you've burned, how much you've staked, and the percent used. So as long as you're in the positive, in fact, you've claimed or you burned and staked more than you've claimed, then you're good. Then you're getting 100% or more, right? It's when you go into deficit that you have to worry, because you're going to start incurring you're going to get less with your claims. So, okay, so that's the first thing. Now, the second thing is the anti-bullying tactic he put in. So basically, this is to keep higher level people from, you know, bullying, quote unquote, or decisively hitting much lower people or much lower characters than what they are, and just kind of, you know, funneling all the funds out of them. So basically how this works is when you go on the attack screen, you will start seeing this little axe which you click on to attack. But if there's a negative number there, that means they're lower than you. So really you don't want this. The whole idea is to kind of attack in your range, right? Plus or minus a little bit. You're going to incur a little bit of a minus percentage, excuse me, just ate dinner. If you attack those lower than you. And you will see the percentages. So in this example, minus 40, 35, etc. Whatever you won, you would get minus 40% off that in this case. So the whole idea is kind of attack right around your level to keep fights fair. Okay, so that's the next thing that was put into effect. Also, he says, additionally, they've decreased the amount of part for accounts with less than 10 cumulative algorithm and golem charging station scavenges. So that means that basically let's go back over to my account. So they want you to have at least 5 algorithm and 5 golem charging, or plus or minus. They want you to have a total of 10. Otherwise, you're going to start incurring, you're not getting 100% of what you should. So this is, the whole idea is, once again, to increase your stats and put the part that you're earning back into your stats to play the game. That's the whole idea. He's also increased over the last few days the amount of artwork within the game by a lot. In other words, there are a lot of more icons to choose from for your character. And they've also put a new voting system in. So he is putting polls out. He did a sample poll, so he'll use that in the future. You know, ask everybody questions. What do you think about this or that? It's very straightforward. And we will cover this in one of the other items because that's one of the other news items for today. Okay, next. And this is exactly it. Dynamic claim cooldowns. So to start with, the game had an 8-hour cooldown, okay, on claiming. So that means you could claim once per 8 hours. Now, you didn't have to claim at the 8-hour mark. You could keep building and claim whenever you wanted to. But keep in mind, the more you build up in your stash, the juicier target you look, you know, in that list. And people are going to keep their eyes on you. So, but with that said, what he's instituted, or what he's coded into the game, is there's variable claim times now. So the standard claim time is still going to be 8 hours. And if you claim at 8 hours, you get 100%. However, let's go over to my account and look at it down here. If you keep increasing your algorithm, at 7, you can choose to have the shorter claim time. At 15 algorithm, you can choose to have the longer claim time. Okay, let's go back over here. Now, what that does is, shorter, obviously, the benefit is you claim more often, and people don't have as wide a window to hit you. In other words, you don't have as much built up over 8 hours. Say, for instance, if you claim it at 4 hours. And it keeps your stake more secure. In other words, you can claim it more often. Obviously, that takes a little bit more on your part to keep up with the account, keep your eye on it and everything. But there's also a decreased amount you will be able to claim. So in this case, he has minus 25%. Looks like minus 25% if you go with the 4 hours, okay? And vice versa, if you go longer and kind of push those stakes and roll the dice, if you go 12 hours, you can get plus 15% on the total. But keep in mind, the longer you build up that stash, the juicier target you look, the higher percentage odds you're going to get hit. So keep that in mind. So he just goes through and gives some examples here at 8 hours, and then you can see the 4 hours and 12 hours. So that's the next item. So keep that in mind. And once again, to get those extra options, you have to keep putting points into your algorithm. Okay. Now, I'm trying to go fast, cover all this news. Okay, so if you didn't notice, today started a new event, the Mayhem Event. Now, one of the big problems that I've seen crop up over the last couple of days, just from my personal experience, is the fact that I kind of got discouraged from attacking because I was losing more than I was gaining. So let me give you an example. Okay, so with the changes he put into the game, it was discouraging me as a player from hitting anybody lower. Obviously, it's pointless to hit people much higher than me because I wouldn't do any good, right? So you're kind of attacking right in that thin range of people that have about the same points as you. I attack, I lose a fight, or I win a fight, plus 25%. So just like a quarter of a part. And then I hit this another person, same stats, kind of a different person, not the same person, and I lose 0.65. So I lose more than I've gained. And it's steadily like that. So I went through a number of these because I usually did like 2 or 3 attacks and then I'd claim, right? Well, after several of these, I'm like, it's pointless to even attack because I'm losing more than what I'm gaining. So I just wrote it and started claiming, right? Well, he figured that out, and I think a lot of people kind of put that idea out there is what was happening. So he started this Mayhem event to promote people attacking, basically. And what he did was he reduced the energy cooldown. So up in your right-hand corner, you can see your attacks, your battle energy, and those recharge at a certain every 4 hours, right? Well, during this new event, they're recharging 25% faster. Okay, and you will during this event gain 25% more part when you attack. And he quickly he points out he wants to make sure that loss is going to be a bummer. They want to clarify that the increased rewards will not increase the losses. So as an attacker, you're getting an extra 25%, but if you get hit, you're not realizing that extra 25%. I guess it's coming out of whatever fund it's coming out of. I don't know any facts on that, but I just wanted to point that out. So, and that is going on for another 1 day, 15 hours-ish at this point. So from whenever I release it. Okay, so that's the third news bulletin. And finally, fourth news bulletin, before this video gets too long, he revamped the scavenging calculations, balances changes to promote leveling and gameplay and burning. You know what? This goes back to what I originally talked about. This is the whole idea that he wants you, the whole idea of the game is to play the game, obviously. It's not to have 40 accounts and funnel all those into another one and then send it off to Hive Engine, sell it or whatever. That's not the idea of the game. He does allow that 25% cushion, though, which you can do whatever you want, but the rest has to be used in-game, okay? And I'm trying to figure out if I missed something here, but he goes through some equations on, let's see. As always, we're open. We understand that some players may be concerned about inflation or other potential negative effects of this change. Rest assured, however, this change will increase the mint rate only by 30%. Previously, players were able to scavenge and accumulate resources at a steady rate, regardless of their level of activity within the game. This led to some players gaining an unfair advantage as they were able to accumulate way more resources by multi-accounting. Okay, so this is exactly what I was talking about. I just wanted to make sure I hit those facts. Okay, so with that said, you can come in game. You'll see this new part down here right above your claim. And those will open up as you stake more to algorithms. Lots of stuff going on in this game. I would say that if you're going to play the game, you want to play the game, go ahead and join the splex.gg Discord channel. There's a whole separate section just for GO, Golem Overlord. keep your eye on it, because Yixon is working overtime, really, frankly. He's putting, it just seems like he's working a regular day job and then putting a lot of overtime into this. So well done, Yixon. I think you're doing a good job. Game looks good. Looks like it's going in a good direction. So with all that said, like I said at the outset of the video, if you're still with me, thanks. Give this a thumbs up, and please subscribe if you want to hear more news like this. Also, if you want to play, go ahead and grab that link out of the show notes and use that. With that said, this is Bronze Dragon, and this has been another Golem Overlord news update. Have a good one. I'll see you on the flip side.